Hey everyone, for today's video, I'm going to be giving you a garden tour and a tour of our herb and food forest that's in the works. I'm also going to be sharing some Indiana Backyard Gardener seed swap seeds, and I'm going to update you on survival seeds, and it's grow what you eat. So I'm going to be sharing what I'm cooking today with you, and let's go ahead and we're going to start with the seeds. So let's get going. I am so excited to have gotten all of these seeds from the seed swap through Indiana Backyard Gardener. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little closer and show you what all we've got here. I tried to sort through these and kind of organize them for this video. And I've got just everything you're seeing here is different kinds of radishes. Watermelon radish, Sakurajima radishes. These are black Spanish radishes. I did a whole video on those that you can go check out. Red rat's tail radish, radish yellow, French breakfast radishes, Japanese wasabi radishes, China rose radishes, purple radishes, rainbow radish, and red scarlet Cincinnati radish, or long scarlet Cincinnati radish. Super excited. Radishes are our medicine, so happy about all of these seeds. Now this section through here is a bunch of herbs, and we've got some anise hyssop, balloon flower blue from Baker Creek. I haven't heard of that, so I'll have to look it up. Some burdock, lovage, which I was wanting to buy, so I'm glad to see those. Goji berries, this little guy. White French lavender, barrage, yellow prairie coneflower, marshmallow, and this is verbena. Super excited about those. Skullcap, another one I've been wanting to buy. It doesn't say if it's the Bakel skullcap or skullcap laterifolia. I'm assuming laterifolia. We'll see though. Japanese parsley. Angelica, not sure if it's the Angelica sinensis or the Angelica archangelica, but I'm betting it's probably archangelica, which is the American one. Rue, cumin, and arnica. So very excited about all of these. I forgot to mention, she also sent me these. This is Piper longum, long pepper. It's medicinal. I grind it up and mix it with my turmeric and ashwagandha, and I'm super happy that she shared these with me. So thank you, Adrian. Appreciate that. Now over here we've got different kinds of veggies: purple turnip, rutabaga, arugula, chard, astragalus. I overlooked that herb one. Yay! Awesome. Wonderberry, golden purslane, winter choy, and there's also some marigold crackerjack, chocolate beauty, some lettuce, and another pepper, jiao pie. I'll have to look this up. Looks like, yeah, I'll have to look that one up. Here's another pepper. I haven't heard of this one. I'll have to look that one up also. And then I had made a note. One of the things I wanted was dwarf tomatoes, and I was super blessed. So we've got these Tom Red micro dwarfs, lime green salad dwarf tomatoes, Metallica dwarf tomatoes, some yellow pear tomatoes, and some Tom Thumb dwarf tomatoes. And then this little piece of paper has a couple of them. Tiny Tim and Mexican midget dwarf tomatoes. And then I got some sugar pie baking pumpkin seeds and some mammoth melting sugar peas, red kidney beans, and some sugar peas there, and some alpine strawberries. I'll just go ahead and throw these in my strawberry bed. So super excited. Thank you to Adrian. I love the Indiana Backyard Gardener IBG seed swap. It happens every year. Make sure you don't miss it next year, so you can be blessed with all these seeds that you didn't even know existed, right? There's some here I'd never even heard of, and that's so fun to me. Now on to our garden tour. I'm going to show you all the herbs I'm growing first so you can see my sage is flowering here. And don't mind the chickens in the background. And I've got some marshmallow growing in this little tub. My goal for this little tub was for it to be full of herbs. I believe that is anise, but I'm not sure. This is elecampane that overwintered. So it's in its second year, which is ideal for this herb. You want to make sure that you use the root from a second year elecampane. And then I've got my horseradish here just flowering, and look at all these leaves, which I'm going to be cooking here in a little bit. So hold on and I'll show you how I cook those. Right alongside this bed, I have oregano that I had grown from survival seeds a couple years ago that jumped out of the pot, and I just leave it there. And then look at all these violets. I'm actually loving the violets growing around the bed because they are my weed of choice. They're the perfect height. They don't get in the way, and they're useful. They have medicinal use, so love that. I've also got some potato bags that I've put over here. I'm growing some Kennebecks and some red potatoes. I wanted to grow sweet potatoes this year, but I haven't gotten around to planting those yet, so maybe I still will. We'll see. Now this is our herb/food forest in the works, and you can see that right there I've got some cleavers that are growing. I was happy to see those guys join the area. And then it's mainly like my lemon balm patch. See that kind of growing throughout there? A lot of spots that I really need to fill in. So I did plant a bunch of lemon balm seeds in this area, and I'm hoping that those take and I can kind of fill in the gaps because I'd love to have just a whole bunch of that. You can see them starting up right here. Over here, I'm also trying to grow or expand on some of the yarrow that just popped up naturally. And I'll show you where I pull that from, and I'm going to transplant. Yarrow transplants really well. I don't know what this is. Does anybody know what this plant here is? I thought it was motherwort, but I don't believe that it is. Matter of fact, I've ruled out motherwort, so that might just have to come up out of there. And here's more yarrow, which I love growing. That bag there is full of poison oak vines that I pulled from this area. It was a lot of work, and I can't say that I came out of that unscathed either. I had more than one occasion of having some poison ivy issues. Back here in the very back, I planted some Solomon seal roots, and I'm hoping that they will produce for me. If not this year, maybe next year. We're kind of passing my peach tree there. I don't see that we're going to get any peaches this year, but it's definitely a peach tree because we got one off of it so far since we've been here. This is my radish bed, bunch of radishes. Here is my bed that I've just got onions and beets growing in, a couple of beans planted. These are the pots I'm going to use for my watermelon. And I started a bunch of the survival seeds here and then also over here. So more to come on those when they start. And those were the grandbabies' beans that they started. In this area, I've got some of the winter veggies. They're kind of in a shaded spot. So I'm making use of that area. We've got okra, and the cabbage is doing well, and also some Brussels sprouts that are planted here. So hopefully we get a good harvest out of those. I've got in these two rectangular pots, I've got spinach in one, not asparagus, but I keep wanting to say astragalus, but arugula in the other pot. And this is my asparagus bed that you're seeing. And over here at this end, I've got asparagus and strawberries growing. And it's right next to all of the garlic that I got from Simply Jan Homestead. And you can see here I got some strawberries coming up. I've started to mulch. I need more mulching to be done back in this area. Oh, and this guy, he doesn't play nice. That is my mugwort. Do not let mugwort grow in your garden bed. It won't let anything else grow. And here in these pots, I did plant some lavender. And this is like where I have yarrow. He just stays here all the time. But I get other little starts. And you can see I have some other yarrow starts. I'll dig those up. I'll put them over there in my herb forest where I want them. And they transplant super well. I've done it several times. may be questionable, and they always thrive. All right, now on to the Grow What You Eat segment for the collaboration hosted by Simply Jan Homestead, Resourceful Living, and I think our family farm too. So let me share with you what kind of amazing greens, spring greens, I'm cooking here. To this pot here, so far, I've got some dandelion leaves, some garlic tops cut up, and I've also been adding in some horseradish leaves that I got from the garden. Clean these up. I'm going to be throwing collard greens in here also, but I thought I would bring you all along while I just make a good fun batch of greens. I love having a pot of greens, and it's not something we necessarily do very often, but we do enjoy it when we have them. All of these greens are so good for you, and I know a lot of people have heard of, you know, the dandelion greens, but horseradish leaves, those are just amazing for you. They're rich in vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K, and they're also high in antioxidants. You could think of them as being very similar to kale or mustard greens. They're anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial. They help to support digestion because they're also, you know, another of what you think of as being like a bitter vegetable. They contain calcium, potassium, magnesium, and these are fairly young leaves. That's when you want to get them, is right in the spring. Go pull them up and cook them. You want to make sure you cook them, and they do take longer to cook, a lot like kale. They could be, you know, maybe sensitive to, if somebody has sensitive digestion, then they wouldn't want to have too many. And notice I'm mixing them in. You'll see in a minute I'm adding other greens to this. It's not just one big pot of horseradish leaves. There's other greens other than even dandelion greens that I'm adding in here, but super nutrient dense leafy green and very healthy for you. So I hope you all give it a try. To this I'm going to add all of my collard greens. I bought these from the store because I don't have collard greens looking like this yet. They're looking like little bitty babies out there. I like to soak all of my greens in water, and I add in a little bit of vinegar to the water, and let them kind of sit in there. Just make sure they're like bug free and cleaned well. And I've got 2 bunches here that I'm going to add in. We love greens. All right, I'll get all this done and I'll be back with you. All right, now I'm going to add in some bacon pieces. This is partially cooked bacon. Get this all added in. Cooking this today is going to keep my house warm all day. Grandma's making greens. Yeah, from the garden.
Done?
That's right.
Oh.
Precious.
He is precious. These are cooking down well. I'm going to add in some of this Dale's seasoning. I really like this stuff. And I'm going to throw in some of this Total seasoning to this. We'll give these a little stir. All right. Get them on low, and we'll let them just cook down all day. I did pull up a couple of little spring radishes here that I'll add to a salad later, but I wanted to point out some more greens, radish greens. Very healthy for you. similar in value, in nutrient value as your other greens. So throwing them in the pot. I hope this gives you guys some ideas. Thanks so much for watching my video today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And until I see you next time, remember everybody, keep your joy, folks.